This year, the Marching Saints take you on a short musical journey just down the road to the city of Detroit. The stories of musicians and their connections to Detroit are many. Our show this year celebrates these people and their sounds and their Detroit connections. Drum Majors, is the band ready? Tonight we perform a short segment of our show which begins with a band that most of us don't associate with Detroit. Parliament, Funkadelic, and George Clinton came to Detroit to make it big and get signed by Motown Records. The latter never happened, but the former certainly did, with hits like Give Up the Funk. In all the world, there might not be a city with a richer musical heritage than that of Detroit. From jazz to electronic, from rock to hip-hop, Detroit musicians have set the standards for excellence and creativity. However, the most enduring legacy belongs to the people that grace the rooms of 2648 West Grand Boulevard, the musicians of Motown Records. marching Saints are under the direction of Michael Bolts, ably assisted by Scott Fryer. Drill by Mark Waymeyer. Percussion music by Matt Devosny. Percussion instructor, Jacob Lamb. High winds, David Sanchez. Low winds, Aaron Buckley. Choreography by Lauren Coleman. Drum majors are Aaron Enderby, Noah Morale, and Shaylee Sanger. And the voice of the marching Saints is Mike Schaefer. Ladies and
North Star Bank, your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sadlac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Member FDIC.
It's time for Ascension River District.
We are back here at East China Stadium for the second half of the host St. Clair Saints in their home opener, leading the Lakeshore Shorians by a score of 28-7. I'm Brad Robbins with Coach Denny White here for CTV, cable channel 6. And Coach, the Saints with a pretty dominant display in the first half.
I think you can say that the Saints got everything that they wanted from the first half, that they've moved beyond last week's game, and they're functioning really well. And I think that it's obvious who catches the passes and who throws the passes, and Ethan White and Connor Shirkey that run. But I think what's not very obvious is the linemen that just open those holes. Caleb Ackett's, Carter Peterson, Maddox Moselle, Kai Pennywell. And you can say Larry Wozniak.
He's been in there. I know Ryder Brooks has played a lot of good tight end. Hasn't caught a pass, but doing a good job of run blocking. I've seen Trevor Gregg take some laps in and get some run on the interior line. And if the game keeps going this way, you're going to get to develop some confidence in some guys that maybe aren't in the top line of the depth chart, and that only benefits them, down the road. Having said all that, and the way that the momentum is shaken out, and the fact that the Saints now will receive the second half kickoff, they still got a little ways to go here to call this in the bag. They had the blemish with the kick return at the Shorians. They were up 28-0 and gave that up. Kind of were content to take the ball into the halftime. Certainly a lot of good things, and did everything they wanted to do, but going to have to come out and probably punch a couple more in before you get comfortable with that depth chart.
And I did make an error. I said Carter Peterson, and that's Case Peterson.
That's going to happen here and there, unfortunately, for the brothers. Familiar with both kids. Evelyn Gore going to kick for the Shorians. Going to be an onside kick. It traveled the right amount, I believe, and it looks like the Shorians may have captured possession. And a very nice kick by Evelyn Gore, and recovered there by Drew Petty for the Shorians. So they steal back the deferred coin toss.
That's not how you want to start the second half. You had the momentum going. Everything was going your way. That's not the way you want to start.
And the Saints have tried a couple of onside kicks themselves, and they haven't been successful. And here the Shorians come out and do a good job of executing. And now the Saints defense is going to have to hold. The good news is, so far tonight, Saints defense has been just fine. And I don't know in terms of injury update, but we had a freshman quarterback for the Shorians and Xavier Simmons in the game when we left. The starter, Braylon Gaines, went down with an injury, so that's a developing story here. Looks still like the freshman tossing the ball to his brother. Exorian Simmons on the carry.
Well, and I think, as one would expect, if the difference between the starter and the freshman, it limits the things that you can do.
Just amount of time and experience, there's just not a lot of making up for that. And what I didn't see was the holding penalty that was on the ground there. So a couple-yard carry by Exorian Simmons going to be wiped away with a holding penalty, and the Shorians are going to be behind the sticks. And as you mentioned, starting quarterback is out, and it'll be the freshman Xavier Simmons running the show. We didn't really see him throw much. There was a fumbled snap, and it's hard to picture, putting a kid into a varsity game with a 28-7 deficit and saying, have at it. Certainly an opportunity. But the Saints have looked good on defense, and see if they can keep that momentum. He's going to drop back and pass under pressure. Lots of it. Ball is short. Good defense there. Looks like Ethan White, perhaps.
Yep.
Now we have a penalty on the far sideline by the side judge working the Shorian area. I don't know if this is going to be a sideline warning.
It actually came in after the play was
right.
over.
It looked like either somebody was on the field or came onto the field that shouldn't have, or maybe somebody said something they shouldn't have. It's a sideline warning. You can see the official pushing everybody back. Had somebody on the field or coming to say something that they shouldn't have, but it may not be a yardage penalty at first glance. You may get one freebie.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
The next one will be a walk-off. However, the result of that play was an incomplete pass, so I believe we should move the down marker to second and chalk that up as the result.
Well, and I think if you watch that pass, it was kind of a tentative pass that you would expect out of a freshman.
Just wasn't clean and timed like you'd expect, or like the Saints have shown. That's the difference between having a senior guy who can step up and know the route tree and a freshman who's throwing it up there seeing if somebody will help him out. It kind of wobbled, and Ethan White did a good job of defending without fouling there. And it's going to bring up, I believe, a second and long, although they had not moved the stick yet. Drew Petty gets the inside handoff. Saints interior line has held up pretty well. I believe that was a fumble.
Yeah,
I don't know if a hanky came out. Saints are going to have
ball.
recovered. So a fumble by Drew Petty. Just as soon as the Shorians try to capture a little momentum with the onside kick recovery, they stall out, and then Drew Petty with the fumble. Hard for me to tell who was able to dive on that for the Saints being this far away. But a good defensive effort. Way to be aware, and the Saints come out with no huddle, and they want to go. Coach, you and I talked at the half about fatigue becoming a factor, and I think you go into halftime, you get a little bit of those fresh legs, but those can go away real quick with a prolific drive here from the Saints, along with a lot of confidence going away as well. Connor Shirkey on the sweep. Nice pickup there.
There you go.
I really liked how Connor finished that run. A lot of contact courage coming off the edge, lowered his head and got the extra 1.5 yards as opposed to try and dance around it.
Always going forward.
That was a tough run there.
Yep, he's that kind of a runner. He's a let's go forward, let's fall forward.
And no wasted movement.
Yep.
Good sharp cut, and then just let's fall forward together. 7-yard pickup for Connor Shirkey. Saints aligned again. Full house backfield. They're going to try him again off the left side. He stood up at about the line of scrimmage that time and make it 3rd and 3.
Looked like he ran right into the defender.
Nothing hurt there. 3rd down and 2.5 yards to go. You can probably just kind of rinse and repeat. You're the Saints. They've had some success that way, and passing game has been there as well. Ellis from the shotgun. Logan Ellis in motion. Saints are going to get tapped with a motion penalty here. I can see that the official threw the flag. I think timing-wise, we've talked about this a little bit and being sharp. Logan Ellis started forward before that snap was done, so you're going to get a procedural penalty. You mentioned the offensive line. Something we take for granted is worth mentioning. The Saints have run a lot of stuff out of pistol and shotgun, and Peterson's responsible for getting that ball back there every
Yes,
single time.
he is, yeah.
We watch a lot of college and pro football, and we just assume because that's a skill that out of repetition. But in high school football, it becomes a little bit more of a question mark. He's doing a real good job of delivering snaps. There's another one. It's going to allow Ellis to roll out right, set his feet. It's got options over the top. Good adjustment by Logan Ellis. Excellent defensive adjustment, however, by Justice Hudson Moore. Hard to argue with the thought process there. That's been pretty successful all night. And he did have a step, but he had to twist his body around midair. It allowed Moore to catch up, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and long for the Saints. And Saints want to talk about it. You're kind of in that between spot here. With it being on the plus side of the 50, typically you'd say you go for it. However, it's 7 yards, and if you pin them deep, you're going to make the Shorians and that freshman go a long way. So at half, Coach Bishop gets all the guys together and girls. They're talking about things that they want to carry over from the first half and things that they need to fix from the first half. What do you anticipate those were?
I think what you need to fix, first of all, is your coverage on kickoff, which I think was simply a coverage problem. I think what you want to fix is I thought they tightened up their blocking assignments on the outside, so I thought they got better on that. Beyond that, it'd be like, let's have another half like we just had.
Yeah, I think really, obviously it's difficult. You're always picking something out as a coach, because there's that fine line between celebrating successes and always having something to say. But procedural penalties as well. A couple of those, they bailed themselves out with really nice offensive plays, and that's something you can praise them for. But putting yourselves behind the sticks with 4 consecutive procedural penalties needs to go away, I'm sure. is one of the things that Coach Bishop emphasized. Here comes Ellis. Got plenty of time to scan. He's got it up the field. It looks like number 2, Logan, his brother, was having a day down the sideline. Can he get there? He does. Dives for the pylon and gets 6 again. Have a day. Ellis to Ellis. It looks like we have a penalty on the field, however. Coach Griffin, offensive coordinator, visibly frustrated. I think this one's coming back. A little bit unfortunate there. That was a big momentum play. And it looks like the Shorians have a player down.
Big lineman.
Yeah, it looks like number 74, who I don't even see a number for. So maybe I have that wrong, but we were surprised earlier on a number. So earlier on, Drew Petty wasn't in the game at the outset, so they were running number 60. John Bull, who moved after that first drive for the Shorians to left tackle. So makes sense that he's wearing 60 and not 40 like he's listed on the roster. It's 79. My apologies. So that's Devin Myricks, and he's been hobbled a couple of times tonight. They lost another big offensive lineman in James Brown earlier, and of course we mentioned the quarterback out of the gate. So, and John Bull, who I mentioned at left tackle, is also I don't think he's returned to the game yet either. Saints are just way behind it right now. I believe it is 4th down and 19, and they've changed their mindset into punt formation, which we haven't seen much today. We had one Australian-style spread punt, and we're going to see if we get another one and a good roll here from Logan Ellis. Saints bounce the snap. It was picked up, but another procedural penalty on St. Clair.
Full start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So we'll try this again. 9:21 left in the third quarter. Logan Ellis back. Saints shift into their punt formation. Snaps on the way. This one much better. Ellis rolls out. Really nice punt that time, but fielded, but on his knee. And in high school football, you cannot go anywhere on that. So really it worked out pretty well. Number 6, Devon Pearson picked it up. Nice catch, but he won't go anywhere. And all things considered, to put him back, at the 36-yard line and have him start from there, not too bad. Saints lost some field position on penalties.
Well, and we talked about things you can work on if you're ahead 28-7, but one of those things is definitely stop the penalties.
You're right. You got a lot of guys coming in and out of the game. I don't know that any of them, we've mentioned the youth, but false start is false start. You just got to clean those things up. It puts, obviously the holding penalty is different, in my opinion, than having a pre-snap penalty twice in a row. We got to be able to snap the ball, and that's going to get in any coach's craw, especially when it probably costs you 5-10 yards of field position just right here. So it all makes a difference and adds up. Simmons under center for the Shorians. 2 guys in motion at the same time. Not sure they're going to be able to do that. And there's another flag. So we're starting to see what, we had a pretty good, clean patch of football, and now the Hankies are everywhere. Ooh, good fortune there for the Shorians. They're going to be granted a timeout prior to the procedural penalty. And Coach Bishop is a better man than I because he just ran out and started coaching his guys. I think I would question the timing on that, but nonetheless. The officials get granted the timeout. Good fortune, although, we saw the Shorians kind of hold tight on their timeouts in the first half, and here both teams have used one with 9:16 left in the third quarter. Said it earlier in the broadcast, obviously a newly renovated facility, some things done here through the bond program, so a big thank you to our community for getting that done for the kids. A beautiful scoreboard, obviously, is just kind of an added bonus, but does have a unique feature and some things that the kids can use in class. We've had some headshots and some graphics come up. Looks really nice down here, and the locker room upgrades along with the concession stand. Back to football here, the Shorians send Moore in motion. Quick dive to Petty. Really nice run, good second effort. It's going to get him a first down. Coming off that most recent fumble, go right back to your guy and build his confidence back up, and he gets a first down. So, result of the play is going to be a first down. Officials holding up while they move the sticks. Took them a while to confirm it. This is going to be a first down from about the 47-yard line. Shorians on the move. Be Petty again. Why not?
There's some penetration going on there. The big offensive linemen for Lakeshore are halftime revived them.
Yeah, they got some legs under them right now, and they're imposing their will a little bit. I see the Saints just ran in Big Dalton Kleeman. Yep. I think right at where they're trying to attack, so just using that size. But we've said the Shorians have nice, big, strong offensive linemen. It's just keeping them on the field and having their legs underneath them. So the Saints need to just kind of hold serve here. Brendan Cole.
Yeah, it takes care of that.
Now, this is the play, I think, game plan-wise for the Shorians. They are really bummed right now that the Saints have been that disciplined on that hedge. I think they really would like to get Exorion Simmons out and running on the perimeter, and Brendan Cole's just not having it. So, that's something that they're not able to get him out in space.
I think with the number of points they scored against Ypsilanti, I'd not be surprised if that's how they did it.
No doubt. And obviously having your quarterback starting and being able to run the offense helps, but that was the same as when Braylon Gaines was in the game. They just haven't been able to get him going. Hudson Moore on the pitch on the outside. Catane broke a little bit there for the Saints that time, and it looks like Ethan White had to clean up on the perimeter.
Yeah, it looked like the running back started in and then broke it outside, which is how you're supposed to set it up.
Bounced it out to the perimeter. Yep. Just got it enough that the edge for the Saints lost his leverage, And then in true form, though, as this has gone, anytime that Lakeshore's been able to get outside, Ethan White's been there to kind of clean up from that safety position. So he's got good closing speed, not afraid to hit somebody, saving it from being a devastatingly big play, although now you got to reset and try to get off the field. Going to be a dive play to Petty. Petty gets through again. Shorian's kind of gashing the A and B gaps here of the Saints. Be about a 14 or 15-yard run all the way down to the 25-yard line.
The Saints are adjusting from a 4-man line to a 5, and it doesn't seem to have worked well that time.
Owen Gazar kind of leading the charge, calling the plays for the Saints. He's played a nice half. He's been pretty active as well. It's one of those things that doesn't jump out at you stats-wise until you ask somebody tracking tackles. And Owen Gazar is having himself a night. Petty again, that time much better.
Yep.
Trevor Gregg was the first one. Going back to that idea, Coach, just do your job.
That's it.
And if that just means that you got to make number 79, Devin Merrick's work really hard or sidestep him one time into a gap, then so be it. And Trevor Gregg did a nice job there. Good size, strong kid. I think that's 3 consecutive times that we've seen the Shorians run the same play. Davon Pearson at the bottom of your screen. You can't see him now. He'll be working one-on-one against Cole. Pitch play out to Hudson Moore. This is the same play we lost Contain on last time. Not this time.
Not this time.
Tries to get outside, doesn't do it, just kind of fanned the play all the way to the sideline, maybe a yard on it. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. 6:05 to play here in the third quarter. A little more of a methodical go at it here. The clock's been running a bit more. Not as explosive, and that's okay. Saints hold a 28-7 advantage. 3rd and 8 Shorians. They go from their 23. Counter play, Hudson Moore escapes the edge. He's going to get to the outside. He may go 5 and a touchdown. Hudson Moore. Saints fooled just enough there on the edge.
Yeah.
I think he was right in spot, but didn't see that he had the football. We've got a connection here. We may have helmets connected in the middle. Trevor Gregg, sometimes face masks get intertwined, and it looks worse than it really is in terms of it's not a confrontation. They just can't separate. And we got that sorted away. But in the meantime, we have a large and emphatic flag thrown. And I'd have to see what we have here as a call. But Hudson Moore on a counter play goes around the edge and scores a touchdown, makes it 28-13, which is interesting now. And a big flag.
He's coming over to talk to the coach.
And you get a freebie. That was a pretty aggressive toss for a sideline warning. Nonetheless, they're 1-1 in sideline warning. So they're going to bring on Evelyn Gore, the Shorians, to do the extra point duties. Last time they aligned in swinging gate or very spread gate as well. But they just kicked it like normal. They did not this time. They're going to the big fella. He's going nowhere.
That didn't work. Good.
That is not going to work.
That's a do-your-job tackle.
Correct. Didn't get overexcited. And Devin Merrick's has been hobbled several times tonight. You look at that, and Evelyn Gore kicked the extra point last time. Yep. It would keep you on schedule in this football game. There may be a broader plan there, but I'm not sure I buy it. So at any rate, the Saints do their job. Stop the surprise 2-point conversion, but they're in need of making something happen and stay out of the penalties so that they can get the momentum fully back in their area.
Well, and I agree with you that what's the difference between, at this point in time, 14 or 15 when 15 becomes questionable?
Correct. I mean, you just stand to me, you score your touchdown there. You only serve yourself to delay momentum by not getting it more than you would increase it by getting 2 points. You're still down 2 scores, whether you get the 2 or not. So I don't think, looking at it, I don't think the chart would tell you that that's the time to go for 2. Nonetheless, as a Saints fan and a completely biased broadcaster, I'll take it, and we'll try to make something happen in the return game here. They're going onside again. Would surprise me if we were shocked by it, and it looks like we picked that one up. Hard to tell if that was Hagen Domagowski or – no, it looks like it was Shirky who picked that up. And so the Saints are going to benefit from good field position here. Try to string something together, penalty-free, keep it clean, and go get a touchdown.
Well, I think if you were to watch that kick again, you'll see what you didn't see with the first onside kick, that the line did not drop back before the ball was kicked.
Yeah, I think you get into a habit, and the guys went back to do their blocking assignments without peeking over their shoulder to see what that kick was going to do, and in a little bit better position. A good night to learn, right? That was
absolutely.
Okay spot, and really that didn't end up hurting them. We forced a turnover right after that, but nonetheless, some time went by, and the Shorians have scored to close the gap. Saints back on offense. Ellis going to roll to his opposite hand, turns the hips, throws, got his brother again, and another sizable gain. Saints have been able to do that all night. And that drive that was stopped by the Shorians, what's forgotten is that they connected for a touchdown. They got called back on a holding. So we went from having a game that was potentially 35-7 to now 28-13, but a nice play to start this drive.
Now that was a well-designed play to start this way and go back the other way, and he does throw real well across his body.
It's nice, as a coach, you don't have to worry about play design because your quarterback can make that happen. It doesn't limit your playbook, and you can use the entire width of the field. Be dangerous that way. Ethan White, looks like, with a jump cut up the left side. Does a nice job of keeping his body moving forward. Going to pick up 5 there on first down.
Yep, he could have been stopped at the line of scrimmage. That was a nice move.
Good lateral move. The Saints are going with a little bit of tempo here. No huddle. They want to attack this front of the Shorians, who is showing signs of fatigue like they did in the first half. White again, same play. You don't need to huddle if you're just yelling same play. What we haven't seen in just a little bit is a pre-planned keeper by Luke Ellis. You've seen him rolling out and throwing the ball. Won't be surprised if you see some design run here pretty quick. Really like him in a 3rd and 2 situation to be able to get you 3. Hands it off right side. Connor Shirky, momentum forward. Just running up the backside of his blocker, who is, I think, Ryder Brooks, just plowing away out there. Saints kind of imposing their will on this drive a little bit. Running tempo, running right at the teeth of that front, and there goes Devin Merrick's. He needs a rest, so that's the point. You see him coming off the field. Just going to go right at him. .52 Kai Pennywell was also out in front of that run. Snaps away, out on the perimeter to White. Back to that well. That's been pretty steady, 5-6 yards. So essentially, if you can get that to be a safe pass, it's just an extended version of a sweep, just to get the guy out in space and let him work. What I really liked out on the perimeter there is Logan Ellis blocking downfield, lost his man, and smartly just put his hands up. You get a lot of penalties out there because it's out in space and easy to see, and made it clear he wasn't holding anybody. Or
there's an official standing right beside you.
You can't keep any secrets out in the open. It's not going to happen. In the interior, once in a while. Another good run. Hit the hole real hard. Strong run. Gonna go. Saints touchdown and a tough run. Ethan White. Players are trying to pick him up, and he's running them over. Just a nice drive and a good answer. Pretty clean there. No penalties, and the Saints go back. And as soon as they had Devin Merrick's on the ground on that failed two-point conversion. They took the football, took that momentum, went back, and now they're bringing out Claire Freeland to see if she can go a perfect 5 for 5.
Hagen Domogowski, the snapper.
Hagen, a senior, comes out this year after not playing last year, filling a valuable role. Claire Freeland's valuable as well as she knocks it through. She's perfect today.
5 for 5.
Pretty impressive. High school kickers, not easy to come by. 3:10 left. Third quarter, Saints now lead 35-13.
Well, and high school kickers plus sophomore high school kickers.
No doubt. We mentioned that on the outset. I don't think in her mind she was going to be kicking in varsity football games this year. That was supposed to be Maya's job. So hopefully, having said all that, both of them just valuable members of the team, but also valuable members of the girls soccer program. And it sounds like Maya is going to be able to recover, enough to enjoy a senior season in soccer, which to her, as much as she's committed to being on the football team, I'm sure in her mind's eye that's going to be number one. So wishing her all the best in her recovery for that as well. Might mean the end of her football season, but doesn't mean the end of all athletics, and she's a senior, so I know how important it is. And her dad being the soccer coach, I'm sure he's hoping that works out
to it,
as well. Yeah. And it looks like they're going to go with the Ethan White kickoff plan here, and he's mostly onside of it this time, just a squib up the middle. Similar result field position-wise, so it's going to be at about the 36-yard line where the Shorians will bring their offense out and scrimmage from there. And when the Saints get it going, you saw them run a little tempo there. Their offensive line was in sync. They didn't really huddle much. Those were just being barked out, and they kept it real simple. No procedural penalties. Went down, scored right away. Got to like that if you're Coach Griffin in the offense. Petty's been running the ball well for the Shorians. We'll see if they go right back to that. See if the Saints can tighten up on the interior a bit. They're going to roll Xavier Simmons out. He throws. Ball's in the air. Up for grabs. Saints may have an interception, and they do. Looks like Carson Landshoot on the interception. Nice job stepping in front and picking it off. The Saints are back in business.
Yeah, that was excellent coverage, and then the ball was there, and I think it's another one of those. It's almost a timid pass that the ball's in the air and it's not a dart, and he stepped in front, took the ball.
Carson gets full marks, being where he's supposed to be. Do your job, and then the bonus there, having done your job, be where you're supposed to be, then make a play. So you got to love he steps in front of the receiver, takes the ball, and the Saints are back on O. They're going right to the air, going to capture all the momentum. Plenty of time. Going to have to dump it off, unfortunately. Probably a smart play. Would have been easy to force it.
Boy, he had a long time. My goodness.
Yeah, in hindsight, it's like just run the ball up the left. I know he wanted to make somebody make a play, and he had plenty of time to do it. Tried to dump it off. I guess a lot of credit goes to that Lakeshore secondary, though, because they had to cover for a long time and ended up, marking down an incomplete pass.
Well, and with his ability to run, if you're a defensive back, you have to make a decision.
No doubt. Fortunately for them, they were able to force the incompletion. Connor Shirkey goes in motion. Fake to him, roll out right for Ellis. Saints keeping the throttle down here. Pass to Logan Ellis. I think Brendan Cole's going to get called for a block in the back.
Yep.
Unfortunately there. Saints are going to take the show on the road next week, travel to East Detroit. With the nature of the MHSAA and all the things that happened, I think last year East Detroit was a formidable foe with plenty of depth and explosiveness, and now I don't believe that's the case. So
I agree with you.
things change fast in high school sports these days, and that's a game. It's going to be a good road test, though, and I know that the Saints took some lumps in their game against East Point, so they've been looking forward to that as well. Saints going to call a timeout here, I believe. Maybe an official's timeout. And it is. So an inadvertent whistle, maybe somebody heard something. They went right away after that was put in play. Good sidestep there. Ball way out. Good arm. Opposite side of the field all the way to Logan Ellis. Oh, excuse me. That's Brendan Cole.
Brendan Cole. He throws like a third baseman, doesn't he?
He does.
What a surprise.
So another good ball. Luke Ellis, we don't have any formal stat sheets. This production lacks a stat guy, but, he's well over 150 yards passing tonight, and then he does have one called back as well. So Saints are just slinging it around right now. Ellis in motion. Fake to him. It's going to be a counter play. Looks like Shirky. I believe that was Connor Shirky. Olin Gazara comes off. Gazara again playing middle linebacker and taking some reps on offense. Saints 2nd and 5 from the 37, minute 48 in the third. They lead 35-13. Beginning to impose their will. Off right tackle. Logan Ellis, kind of 2 steps a defender, but a comfortable first down. I think if he had that one back, he might just go. Moving a little gingerly as well. I think he's going to come off, and Ethan White's going to take his place. Saints on the move. Owen Gazar back into the game. Connor Shirky comes off. Not a lot of traditional huddles, right? They're just getting up and going.
Nice move.
Ethan White again kind of spins his way down, close to a first down again, down toward inside the 20 into the 18.
I think what you're seeing now is that the depth of St. Clair is taking advantage of the tired defensive line for the Shorians.
There's no question. Honestly, they just look like they're like X blocking or cross blocking on each side. There's not it doesn't have to be complex, right? With the fatigue right now, they can just chunk 8 yards. You don't have to huddle because I think you can almost call the same blocking assignment each time, and then it's just Luke Ellis picking which back. So we're ticking away here, back to a 1st and goal. And you're right. Right now, you just see every play, even with the skill guys, we're just putting fresh legs in each time. A lot of hands on the hips for the Shorians right now. Big possession. Got to come away with some points. Saints feel that way as well, and they're going to take a timeout to talk about it. With 25 seconds, sometimes you just wonder if you just let it roll toward the half. But, it's a big possession. You don't want to waste this opportunity. Coach Bishop uses the timeout. Kind of running down the sheet of celebrating our other sports, St. Clair High School, and other activities. The band with a wonderful performance here tonight. So special shout out to the band and their parents, it being Parents Night as well for them. And also the cheerleading coaches down on the sidelines, Casey Verbecki, Jordan Gillis, and Isabel Koo for stepping up and doing the great work that they do, and happy Parents Night to them as well. Varsity soccer team, coached by Ray Peckman, Reed Packin, and Ethan Peckman, opened the season with a split with the Port Hurons. They lost a tough game to Northern and then beat Port Huron High 8-0. They play again on Tuesday. And I'm guessing that's going to be here at the stadium. So if you want to catch the soccer game, come on out. That's at 6 o'clock. Saints back in action, shotgun snap. Ethan White off right tackle. Can he get there? It's going to be horse collared a little bit and short. That might have a scrimmage from the other side unless the Saints called 2 plays during that timeout.
Doesn't look like it.
No need to hurry and mess something up. I think you just take this to the other side, put up 4 fingers, and be content to try it at the other end. And it's their colors anyways. So we're gonna scrimmage going toward the Florida Lee and not the Marine City side. And we're gonna do that just a little bit here for fourth quarter action. 35-13 Saints lead. We'll see you in a bit.
North Star Bank, your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sadlac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Member FDIC.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
All right, so we'll catch you up. They went quick. That quarter was the quickest break that we have ever had. And the Saints score coming into the fourth quarter immediately. So we left you with the field being flipped and the Saints at the 2. And before we were able to even get out of our North Star Bank commercial, we were able to punch one in. I believe it was Luke Ellis. And I think we're going to have an offside penalty here on the shore end. So our apologies. That went fast. And Claire Freeland is out to try and make it 42-13. It's the risk you run when you got the ball at the 2, but they got it going pretty quick there. Freeland's kick is up, and it's perfect again. So 6 seconds into the fourth. Coach White, that's exactly how they wanted to start.
That's it. You're exactly right. I think that the end of the third, the drive showed exactly what they were trying to do.
Yeah, they did. It was methodical. It was really kind of bully ball there. They didn't have to do anything special. They started out by throwing the ball, but once they got past their side of the 50, it was just going to be that we're going to run our skill guys on and off the field and make you chase them. And by the end, we were gashing them for 8-9 yards. And really a mature move. You know, whoever was responsible for it, down at the 2, time ticking away. You know, you could have rushed it, but then you fall into that, do I drop a snap or, you know, get it to the 4th, score first in the 4th, kick off, have that defense hold. And now we're getting into that route territory where we start getting the 2 deep a little bit.
Yeah, now you have obviously the defensive line, therefore the offensive line of Lakeshore is really tired.
Correct. And there's not a lot of depth there. We haven't seen a ton of movement that way. Another good kick by Claire Freeland. Simmons with it. Exorion, this is the one tough spot that the Saints have had. Nice job there. Looks like that might have been Hagen Domagalski again. So him, the long snapper, making a couple plays on special teams this way as well. Trips him up. Might have saved a touchdown. So the Saints are getting into that territory. 11:47 left in the fourth quarter. 42-13. You want to play well, play clean, and not get hurt. And that's just it. And I know last year, there's a lot of reasons that last year was difficult. However, depth and injuries certainly played a role, and you felt for some of the kids who worked really hard. You know, you got Jack Dolan a little bit hurt now, but you had several examples like that last year, which made it all the more trying. So going into, you know, obviously this being a league game and next week at East Point being a game that you got to go get, Stay healthy. Keep your guys upright. Looks like Petty up the middle again. It's going to be brought down by Owen Gazar. Now you see defensive rotations here. Dalton Kleeman runs onto the field. He was joined by number 60, Jacob Smith. Pennywell comes off. He's a guy that's playing, that was Willie Schroeder, who's playing a lot tonight. Keeping guys fresh. Counterplay here for Simmons. Stacked up pretty well, but a really nice run by Simmons here, and you got a flag as well that comes out late. Usually looks like a face mask of sorts at that time, but really a nice run because that was stacked up. The Saints played good assignment defense.
I thought they stopped him just beyond the line, and then he just fought his way forward.
Carried two guys with him to make sure it was a first down and might be able to tack on a face mask penalty to boot.
Yep.
Defense, 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
That's what it was indeed. So add that on, and the Shorians are now in business on this side of the 50, actually all the way down to the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Number 5.
Nice cutback.
Yeah, that's Hudson Moore. He escaped earlier to get the first touchdown of this half for the Shorians. Got quick feet. Looks like he's a little hobbled as well, however. Going to stay in the game. David Pearson at the high side of the screen. Couple new uniform numbers here on the skill guys for the Shorians. Tried and true with Petty up the middle, though. Missed assignment at tackle, and that's going to be a first down.
Well, that was a quick hitter there.
Yeah, nice job. Petty's done a really nice job carrying the ball for the Shorians. He's got the one fumble, but other than that, he's been a pretty steady force, and they've made some headway inside. Split wide at the bottom is James Taylor for the Shorians as well. Obviously, we've seen a lot of Exorian, Simmons and his brother. Hudson Moore in motion, the give there to Petty. He's stacked up that time. Led the charge by Andrew Schleifer and Owen Gazar. I'm running out of time on my Andrew Schleifer prediction, but they brought in the freshman and didn't throw much after that. I said he was going to sack the quarterback, but second and 9, better job there by the Saints. Shorians at the 14-yard line, inside the red zone. Simmons in motion, pitch to him, left side, good contained cutback.
Nice
then
cutback.
He plows over a defender there. And again, he's running tough. When he's had the ball, it's been pretty impressive, and he's going to make another first down.
Well, the contained, but there wasn't anyone back inside.
And when he did cut back, he leveled a Saints defender. I mean, there was a lot to that. We had a physics problem there. Simmons was going real fast with a lot of force, and there was nothing there to be equal and opposite. And now it's 1st and goal for the Shorians. I'd go right back to him. He looks angry. Hudson Moore in motion. Looks like a keeper for the freshman. I think he goes. Oh, I have that backwards? Or do the officials? A little bit of confusion, at least on my part, and perhaps on the officials. It does look like a touchdown. You may have had a case there where the eyeballs of that side judge went with the back that was being tackled in the backfield. And to his credit, Xavier Simmons, the freshman who's been in since about the second quarter, makes a good read, doesn't give it to Petty, who has done some damage, and he goes for 6 for the Shorians. Evelyn Gore, who's been steady, good leg, comes in, and she will attempt the extra point. No swinging gate this time from the Shorians. Kick is away, going to be blocked. A lot of penetration there by the Saints defensive front. No flags, so no offsides. And with 8 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in this football game, the score is your Saints 42 and the Shorians 19. Nothing hurt there. I mean, you're kind of in that territory of you want to keep high standards, but you understand that with the way this is going, you're going to be able to move the football, and you're not in real danger here.
Well, and it's giving you a chance to play a bunch of other kids, and that becomes a learning situation because now they're on film.
Right, and that's the thing as a coach, and you're getting the opportunity for people to put themselves on film in those plays. So while it may be painful to learn in front of your peers, there's an accountability piece here that if we're going to put you in the game, football is a depth game. People get hurt, and you get in the game here, and as a reserve or somebody on the 2 deep, you don't want the score to get any closer. You want to separate and prove yourself and earn more time. So Evelyn Gore with a kind of a pooch kick. Connor Shirky's going to field it and kind of wisely just step out, make a business decision there, and come back and play offense. But you're right. I've seen tons of numbers. I mean, to their credit, the Saints have rolled in and out of here with a lot of different numbers in big spots, right? The guys on the interior line, they've gone in spurts where, there's some missteps and wrong assignments, but then we've had the same kid make an adjustment and make a nice play. So a lot to look at there. Saints still continuing with, now they're going to Logan Ellis at quarterback, it looks like, and he'll hand to Connor Shirky. So you're seeing the backup quarterback. I see Luke Ellis on the sideline.
Well, I think that's a good idea because if Logan's the backup, you never can tell in football who's going to be hurt. And you need some reps, game reps, because the speed is different.
We saw it tonight with the opponent, right? You got the quarterback goes down, and you can't feel like you're lost at sea. So, Logan Ellis we've seen his athleticism on display all night. So, it's in there, but you'd like to get him some rhythm, making those decisions that his brother's shown he can do. They both had a really nice game tonight. Hagen Domagowski at the bottom of the screen. Ellis gives straight away. Looks like we got a flag on the field. Connor Shirky on the carry, running right behind Trevor Gregg. In the area of holding here.
You can tell when the flag ends up next to one of your players and his hands are on his own face mask, that may be a problem.
Body language is a language, and we just did have a wholesale change here for the Saints. It looks like the first offense just ran back in. And you'll see that at times as well. That'll send a message to the guys that you gave the opportunity to. You put that on film, and then you know what I had to do, So Saints they put the first team offense in here. 2nd and 22 from a long way out. Running guys over the defense. It's a good one if it goes. Was he able to hang on to that and keep control? He did. What a throw on the run and what a catch out on the perimeter.
Dean LeDuc.
LeDuc, the senior, comes out. Right. The body control. What an outstanding.
Wow.
Got behind the defense again.
He sure did.
A lot. Wow. But the body control and then able to keep that, he for sure cannot breathe right now just based on how hard he hit the ground. But he held on to the ball with some toughness there. You see a lot of guys at upper levels just lose control of that because it hurts so bad to land like that. Good for him. Another nice throw. Again, can't speak to the exact number, but Luke Ellis is having himself a nice night through the air. It doesn't matter what number they throw at us tomorrow in the stat sheet. I'm going to believe it. It's done a really nice job. Still in the game, gives the first back through, and with a tough run, putting on a clinic with the legs. Looked like that was his brother, Logan. An impressive carry. And that's going to move the sticks, and you're going to get the same wholesale change here. So we had second team in, face a little adversity, move the ball backwards a bit. You put the first team in, get them down into scoring position. Let's see if we can put up some good film here. 6:34 to play and an opportunity for some guys to shine. Saints look content based on body language to be a little slower tempo-wise here.
There's going to be a 40-second between play. Or not.
Saints going to call timeout. Well, they did just put the second string in. And that might be something that they're going to talk about is the tempo, and don't snap it until you see the officials start to, go up with his hand. And that's actually another good lesson for the guys to learn, right? When you're in a position where you're up 30 points or so and you got 6 minutes to play, it's just ball control. You're on the positive side of the field.
The energy doesn't slow down, just the time between plays.
Right. Between the whistles, crisp, kind of violent, but then it's a poise and composure thing to be able to play slower.
It is.
It's that you get some maturity with that.
And you're trying to do that with your second team guys. There isn't another way to learn that. You're not going to learn that in practice.
No, because it's hard to get the. This is not the same juices flowing, and down at the old field at St. Clair High School, it just doesn't work with that backdrop. Guys are excited to play in front of their friends and family here. Parents' night, good opportunity for them, but you want them to execute the way you want them to, right? Don't try to do too much. Do your job. And Logan Ellis spelling his brother. Got Ryder Brooks in the backfield with him. He's been playing tight end most of the night. Now he's back with a quarterback. Looks like he's going to get a carry off the right side. Stiff arms the first guy. Gets over the top to the 19. Yeah. He left number 75 in his wake.
You just got stiff armed by a defensive end.
That's right. The tight end's coming in to show these guys how to run the football.
That's right.
Good for Ryder. Off the right side he went, an impressive run. I see Dean Leduc, who just caught that pass out on the perimeter. Hagen Domagalski at the bottom. Trevor Gregg off left tackle. It looks like the handoff goes to Ryder Brooks again. Why not? Go to the well. See number 70, Carter Steyer, in the game for the Saints. 87, obviously, Ryder Brooks. 78 is in, and I don't have a number for 78.
Nope.
Connor Shirkey in the backfield with Brooks. Shirkey's going to get the handoff right side. Spins off one. Going to be brought down, but he's going to get a first down, I believe. Saints on the move again. Late in the game here, 4:45 to play. Leading by a whole bunch, 42-19. They're at the 13-yard line. Handoff goes Shirkey, sidesteps, good power. Motoring his way inside the 5, down to the 4. Brought down there by Andrew Cresson from the Shorians. So the Saints can get a first down inside of here, Coach.
This is really good experience for the twos.
And they're doing a great job.
Yep.
I mean, outside of the beginning of this drive where they had a couple of hiccups, this part of the drive, once they got on this side of the 50, has been really nice.
Well, and I think it was a good decision to take them out and then put them back in.
Take them out, coach them up on what you don't like, and see if you can go make the adjustment. It's Hunter Richardson on the right tackle position. They're going to go behind him here, muscling his way in for a touchdown. That's 6. Saints.
Connor Shirkey
for 6. Claire Freeland's in once again, looking to go 7 for 7. This is just what the doctor ordered for the St. Clair Saints in their football program. This is it's just needed. This is
it
just
absolutely
a night they
is.
needed.
Yeah.
I think they came into this game. They saw what we saw at the outset of this game, some big, strong linemen and some really nice backs and athletes on Lakeshore's team, and she is 7 for 7. And I think the Saints felt good about themselves going into the season, and they liked what their offensive line could do, and they liked their guys. And they had a tough go of it last week against a really good football team, and this will do a lot in the way of momentum moving forward.
Yeah, it should wipe out the questions, because you have not played a game. You've scrimmaged and done well, and then you get beat by your rival, and then you start asking questions, and you need a game like this to go, there are no questions.
Right, and it validates things, right?
Yep.
If by all accounts, Coach Bishop, Coach Griffin, Coach Schindler, Coach Tapman, these guys, all they've said is it's one of those groups that's done the right things. They committed to the weight room, even the freshmen, they've come every day and they've done what they're supposed to do, and the numbers don't lie. They've built strength. They've done some of those things, and you want them to be validated in that effort because it builds the culture that it works, right?
Absolutely.
And so you're out here tonight playing against a team that they've got guys plenty bigger and plenty, faster, but the things that you've done to condition yourselves to be here and the depth that you have and all these guys that have bought into playing football is now just running its course, to a 30-point margin, and that's got to feel good. Sometimes this feels like the fastest 3 minutes in football. When it's wide like this is going to go pretty quick. Claire Freeland's going to boot it, her best kick of the night in terms of altitude. They're going to bring this off, fake a reverse. It's going to be Hudson Moore up the middle. He's got one to his credit, but he's going to be wrapped up at the 39 this time. Looks like maybe Landshoot there on the tackle. And it was. He had the interception earlier. Nice play. You got an injured Shorian on the field. Trayshawn Sanders Jr. for the Shorians down on the field on this side. They tend to him. Saints on a knee. So some upcoming items for the Saints. We mentioned that they are heading to East Point next week. I believe the next time we're back here at East China Stadium is the 24th against Grosse Pointe North, if I'm not mistaken. So we look forward to bringing that to you on CTV as well.
Should be a challenge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Apologies. That's the 17th. So let me check that before I give people bad information. They're going to Roseville next week. I'm ahead of myself here. So they're going to go to Roseville, and that is a formidable opponent.
It certainly is.
So that's a game that you definitely want to stay healthy for, because next week you got to take your show on the road to Roseville, who is probably the favorite to win the MAC Gold, I would say, how this shakes out.
Yep.
And, they're coming off a pretty big win themselves. I don't know, obviously, how things are going tonight or tomorrow night, for that matter, being that we're playing on Thursday. But then we'll come back here to play East Point at home, and we'll bring that to you on CTV. So I apologize for the error in that. Reading is hard. But again, with the league trying to assess kind of where the Saints will see themselves, the more nights they have like this, that confidence, when you do play an opponent that you're closely matched with, you got that belief and the depth to pull out some of those games.
I know I said it before, but I'm impressed with the use of the whole team. The opportunity to play in a varsity contest at that speed, the opportunity to make mistakes, to learn from the mistakes, and to grow. Now it's going to begin to pay off.
Lots of contributions. We've said a lot of different names here this evening, and kids are doing a really nice job. Looks like they're going to be able to get Trayshawn Sanders off, slightly assisted. And you're hoping the injury bug has certainly hit the Shorians pretty hard tonight, so hopefully they can get healthy as well. You beat somebody in your league, then you want them to go back and win some games. Shorians with a short gain there. Second down. A long 8 to go from their 41. Simmons under center. Snap turn, rolls out opposite. Ooh. Good pressure provided by the Saints defense. Rush provided by Kai Pennywell that time. Kai's had a nice job on kind of both lines tonight. Saints rotating guys each play. Simmons under center, snaps back. That ball looked like it went backwards. Doesn't matter, it was caught. Antonio Houston on the catch. Kind of the first time he's been targeted. Number 2, a nice sized player. At the beginning of the game, I would have pegged him and Cole to go one-on-one quite a few times, and they really weren't able to do it. Maybe his first catch, going to bring up a 4th down and 7. And if the Saints are able to get their stop here with just 2 minutes to go, it'll just be a couple of handoffs, and we're going to be able to put this one in the books. Simmons to pass. Rushes on again. Ryder Brooks in chase. Ball is incomplete, and it's going to be a turnover on down so long as there's no hankies. And that is going to be a turnover. The Saints are going to take possession with 1:53 to play and a 30-point lead, 49-19. So, Coach, as we kind of wrap this up, not to take away, we'll certainly bring about each play, but coaches are going to be pleased, obviously, with the highlighted pieces tonight, the passing game that they showed early and often with Ellis and Cole. George Sept got into the act real quick on a big first down catch. What's your major takeaways offensively for the Saints?
I think the line was very strong. They opened holes, and I really would like to emphasize the fact that we used so many different players that were so fresh at the end, and it's a learning situation for those guys, and it will pay off.
Yeah, there's no question. The contributions are many. I mean, obviously it's easy to highlight how well Luke made reads, and he scored several touchdowns, and his brother caught the ball. That's wonderful. But to your point regarding depth, as Connor Shirkey carries the ball for 4, is the play that Dean LeDuc makes up the sideline and makes that catch with the one. I mean, yeah, good throw, but the body control and the catch there. Brendan Cole getting behind the secondary, and he made a catch of his own, but he forced a defensive pass interference early in the game. Carson Landshut with the interception and a couple of special teams tackles. Claire Freeland, 7 for 7 and extra points. You just don't see that.
That's remarkable.
That's unbelievable. So plenty of good. And then, I mean, we have to mention Ryder Brooks stiff-arming a guy into the next dimension when he gets the ball off, so that's wonderful as well. Another good run here. And I only mentioned it in passing, but if that's Connor Shirky, he's owned the third and fourth quarter. I mean, he's got several carries that have gone really well. He's ran the ball nice, and Ethan White did a good job too. I'm not glossing over that. He just, and that drive that they had, it was methodical. They just kept handing it to each one of them. I don't know that he was able to punch one in, to his credit. He's going to have to bargain with Luke Ellis to share one. Saints in victory formation here at the 21-yard line and 35 seconds to go. They're going to kneel on it and let this thing run out. Your final score here from the beautiful East China Stadium is going to be the St. Clair Saints 49, the Lakeshore Shorians 19. The Saints kind of in a get-right game as they go across the field to salute one another for a game well played. They stayed pretty healthy. They executed pretty well, and they're going to have lots of good film and some penalties to clean up moving into the next week, which is a great game.
Yep, I think they did really well, and they made enough mistakes that they're going to have to pay attention during film.
That's always kind of that blessing, right? So This whole week, there's plenty of things that coaches are going to be able to pick on in case anybody wanted to rest on their laurels from this week. But again, they're a senior team. I don't anticipate that being an issue, and just a good win. And there's plenty of things to be happy about. And when you do something well, it's okay to be happy about it. So tonight they get to do that, right?
Absolutely right.
So congrats to the Saints on their home opener win. They moved to 1-1 on the season, 1-0 in the league. The Lakeshore Shorians fall to 0-2 and 0-1 in the MAC Gold. And I believe that's going to do it for us here.
That's it.
All righty. So for Coach Denny White and myself, Brad Robbins, we thank you for joining us on CTV, and we will be back to watch the Saints play East Point on the 17th. Go Saints.
East China High School sports have been brought to you by Ascension River District Hospital, along with support from North Star Bank, St. Clair Chevy Buick GMC, Ace Hardware in La Mache, the Murphy Inn, St. Clair Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, and CTV.